Personal growth is a journey we all take, whether we realize it or not. It's about becoming a better version of ourselves. Stronger, wiser, and more confident. Imagine planting a tiny seed in the ground. At first, it's small and fragile, but with sunlight, water, and time, it grows into a tall tree with deep roots and bright leaves. That's what personal growth is like. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes effort, patience, and a willingness to change. Let's start with Sarah's story. Sarah was a 16-year-old girl who lived in a quiet town. She was shy, so shy that she'd blush and look down whenever someone asked her a question. In school, her teachers often called on her to read aloud or answer something in class. Each time, her voice shook, and her hands trembled. She hated it, but deep down, Sarah wanted to be brave. One summer, she saw a poster for a drama club. Acting sounded terrifying, but something inside her whispered, "Try it." So, she did. Her first day at drama club was a disaster. She forgot her lines, tripped over a chair, and felt everyone staring at her. She wanted to run home and never come back. But the club leader, Ms. Carter, encouraged her. "Mistakes are how we learn," she said with a warm smile. Sarah decided to stay. Week after week, she practiced. She stumbled less, spoke louder, and even started to enjoy it. By the end of the year, she stood on a stage, lights shining in her eyes, and performed in a play about a lost princess. When the audience clapped, tears filled her eyes, not from fear, but from pride. Sarah hadn't just learned to act. She'd learned to trust herself, to push past her fears, and to see what she was capable of. Personal growth isn't always about dramatic changes like Sarah's, though. Sometimes, it's in the quiet moments, the small choices we make every day. Think about Raj, a college student who loved video games but struggled with time. He'd stay up late playing, then drag himself to class half asleep. His grades slipped, and he felt frustrated. One day, he decided to try something new, waking up at 6 a.m. to study before school. The first morning was tough. He hit the snooze button 3 times. But he kept trying. Soon, he added a habit of reading for 20 minutes each day. A novel, a science article, anything that caught his interest over months. His focus sharpened, his grades improved, and he felt proud of his discipline. Raj's growth wasn't loud or flashy. It was steady, built from tiny steps that added up to something big. Of course, growth isn't always smooth. Challenges and failures are part of it, and they often teach us the most. Consider James, a 30-year-old chef with a dream of running his own restaurant. One busy night, he was cooking for a full house. 50 hungry customers waiting for their meals. He rushed, misread a recipe, and burned an entire tray of chicken. Smoke filled the kitchen, the fire alarm blared, and the manager yelled. James stood there, apron stained, feeling like a failure. Customers left annoyed, and he wondered if he should quit cooking altogether. But the next day, he showed up early. He practiced that recipe again and again until he could make it perfectly, even under pressure. 2 years later, James opened his own cafe, a cozy little place with a sign that read, "From ashes to flavors." That night of failure didn't break him. It shaped him. It taught him resilience, patience, and the value of hard work. So, what does it take to grow as a person? First, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. For Sarah, that meant joining drama club. For Raj, it was waking up early. For James, it was facing failure head-on. Trying new things, even when they scare us, stretches us in ways we can't predict. Second, it's about reflection. After a long day, sit down and ask yourself, what went well? What could I do differently? Writing in a journal or talking to a friend can help you see your progress. Third, It's about persistence. Growth isn't a straight line. There are days when you'll feel stuck, days when you'll want to give up. But if you keep going, even slowly, you'll look back one day and be amazed at how far you've come. Personal growth is different for everyone. For some, it's learning a new skill, like playing guitar or speaking another language. For others, it's emotional, learning to forgive, to let go of anger, or to be kinder to themselves. Take Maria, a single mother who worked long hours at a grocery store. She felt trapped, like her life was just a cycle of bills and exhaustion. One evening, she signed up for a free art class at the community center. She hadn't painted since she was a child, but the brush felt right in her hand. Over time, she filled notebooks with sketches and colors. Painting didn't change her job, but it changed her spirit. It gave her a way to breathe, to feel alive again. Maria grew by rediscovering a part of herself she'd forgotten. The beauty of personal growth is that it never really ends. There's always something new to learn, a new mountain to climb. It's not about being perfect. It's about being better than you were yesterday. Think of it like a book with endless chapters. Each page you write builds on the last, telling the story of who you're becoming. So, where are you on your journey? What's one thing you'd like to improve? Maybe it's speaking up more, like Sarah. Maybe it's managing your time, like Raj. Maybe it's bouncing back from a mistake, like James. Or finding joy again, like Maria. Whatever it is, the power is in your hands. Personal growth starts with a single choice. A choice to try, to reflect, and to keep moving forward. What will your next step be?